Hello everybody, welcome to another review for Trusteft's movie night. And today, or tonight, we have the Huntsman, Winter's War. Oops. I watched the extended edition that is available here on this Blu-ray on 1080p, not the 4K one, since I don't have a 4K player. Blu-ray player. I have never watched this before, a couple of nights ago, a few nights ago, and I have never watched obviously the theatrical version either, just the extended edition this time. This is the sequel / prequel of Snow White and the Huntsman, which was released a couple of years ago, with some of the same actors. The Huntsman and the actors, and Charlize Theron, who is the queen here on the top. Yeah, you probably see her. Now, this movie. If you have watched the previous one, Snow White, this is a much better movie. If you enjoyed that one, then don't fear, just go and get this one. If you have no idea what's going on, if you like action, adventure films, mostly action, with a fantasy element, and if you liked the first movie from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Peter Jackson. Yeah, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The Fellowship of the Ring. That one. If you enjoyed that one more than the other two of the trilogy, you're gonna like this one. Most likely. I definitely recommend, as I said, watching the first one if you haven't, as it gives quite a bit of information and you get to know a few more things that are not important, but nice to know when you're going to watch this one. So I'm gonna talk now just about this film. It's one of the best fantasy films I have watched in many years. It is full of good action. There is violence, not much blood, but there definitely is violence. This is not a fairy tale like Toy Story. No, this is definitely not Toy Story. The evilness of some of the characters is unheard of, I guess, for a film of rating 12. You're gonna see some nasty stuff. Well, not so much see as heard about them, I guess. Now, in terms of directing, photography, and all the technical parts, I enjoyed it for the most part. I didn't find very believable the two dwarves, that they were dwarves. It's not so much about acting, but something about how they appeared on the screen just didn't sell it to me. That is my only major issue. If you take a look at what I mentioned earlier, Lord of the Rings, that was done in an excellent way. All the shorter characters. Here, while it's not like you're gonna notice that they are not who they claim to be, it feels different. I don't know if they use different techniques or not. No idea. But it definitely doesn't feel as good as Lord of the Rings in that respect. Acting is very good overall. The only problems I have with acting has to do probably with the script not being to my liking at a couple of points. There are some forced jokes, mostly surrounding the dwarves. It felt a bit like, I wouldn't say Jar Jar Binks, but that it was heading towards that direction and didn't enjoy it that much. Not as bad as that. Again, don't worry. This is not Jar Jar Binks. No. And none of the characters are. They're good characters. Just some of the writing is a bit music is very good. It just exists. It's there, and it helps you enjoy the movie more. It doesn't come forward and say, "Hey, watch me," or "Listen to me." It's good. It's good for what it is. Visually, the film is stunning for the most part, apart from the dwarves, as I mentioned earlier. And it is, I think the best way to watch the film is at night, turn off the lights, and just try to get into this fantasy world, this fairy tale, and enjoy the ride. Don't take it too seriously, and you're gonna have great fun. The characters, the Huntsman mainly, are usually, well, not usually. If you haven't seen the first film, they appear a bit one-dimensional. Even though there is effort to make them appear a bit deeper than that. I don't think it is well done in that respect. But the evil characters, the two queens, Snow White appears in the film, but just for a few seconds, and you never actually see her face. But the two evil, let's say, queens are just beautiful. And I'm not talking about just for the looks. I'm talking about as characters, as they are deliciously evil. Very, very good. You enjoy watching them. And I mean, that's the same with the first film, where Charlize Theron was the only main evil character, and she stole the film from all the other actors. No question about it. And at this one, Emily Blunt does a fantastic job and helps balance it a bit, or else it will be just another Charlize Theron film. Nothing wrong with that, but just saying. Do I recommend this film? Here's the thing. I could never say don't watch this film if you haven't seen the first one. But I definitely recommend watching the first one first. Then you get better appreciation for some of the characters here. The story of this film, and don't worry, no spoilers as always. I'm just gonna mention something that it was mentioned in every interview, in every trailer, I think. The story takes place in two time periods. One that is before the first movie, and the second and most part takes place after the first movie. So having knowledge of the first movie is not required, but definitely helps. Apart from a few things I mentioned about the story, apart from a few things that I mentioned about the dwarves' dialogue and all that, the story is quite good. It's watchable. It's interesting. It's not boring. That's what matters. It's not boring. I definitely recommend this. Yeah, especially if you have watched the first one and liked it. It's an enjoyable film. It's a good fairy tale with lots of violence, lots of evil, and I don't know if they're going to make a sequel or not, but I hope they do, because I want to see more of these characters. Of course, I don't know how they will do it in terms of story, I mean, but could go either way, really. Very good ending, by the way. Very good ending. That's why I said it could go either way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost speechless, I guess. Just watch this film. Huntsman, Winter's War. Very good film. I give it 8.5 strawberries out of 10 joy pads. Yeah. Bye bye.